Hello, comrades. Commissar Bro here today. That's right. I am playing Rome Total War 2 Emperor Edition. It was just released yesterday. And with it, they released a new campaign called Imperator Augustus. Now, while I'm clicking through all these little menus and showing you some of the factions and whatnot, I'm going to give a brief introduction of what this particular new campaign is about. Obviously, if you are a Westerner and you have any basic knowledge of ancient Roman history, you will know that basically, after Julius Caesar was assassinated on the steps of the Senate, there was a civil war, essentially, between various factions in the Roman Empire, including and not limited to Octavian, and also known as Augustus, Mark Antony and Cleopatra, and Pompey and Lepidus. Now, obviously, we know that Augustus eventually won the war after he wiped out Mark Antony and Cleopatra's forces at the Battle of, I can't remember, it might have been Salamis? I don't remember. Anyway, what's important is Octavian, the son, the adopted son of Caesar, Julius Caesar, decided to create the Roman Empire after all of his enemies were defeated and he reunited Rome. So, essentially, that's what we're going to do here today. We are going to pick Octavian. I'll jump the difficulty up to hard. And, we're gonna give this a shot. If I do say so myself, I'm pretty excited. Sorry. Alright, forgive my excitedness at this, but I have to admit, the original Rome 2 particularly disappointed me. I know it disappointed a lot of people, but it disappointed me in particular. Why, Commissar? Well, the Total War games have always been a big part of my childhood, from the original Shogun Total War and medieval Total Wars to the modern era of Total War games, Empire, Shogun, Napoleon, so on and so forth. And I've always been a huge fan, but Rome 2, the original Rome, being my favorite of all of the Total War games, and this being the sequel, really disappointed me because it just went in a completely different direction. Like, I mean, it was just, I don't know, like even the build menu I've not been a fan of. I know a lot of people bitched about the unit cards, and I admit, I get what they were going for, but at the same time, do I really think it was all that great? Meh. It was disappointing, to sum up my feelings. Everyone's seen the reviews, or everyone by now who would even be interested in this particular Augustus campaign, you know, they know. You've been there, you've done that, you've seen what I've seen, so on and so forth. Anyway, what's important is Creative Assembly has worked very, very, very hard to make a better product, which I feel like they have most certainly done that. They've definitely increased this product. They've made it a lot better. It's still patchy in areas to me, but overall, this is far, far more of a finished product than that crap they released back on, what, September 19th of, was it last year it came out? I think it was. I think it's been a year now. So anyway, enough of my prattling on about random nonsense. You're here to hear about what's new. Well, there's actually quite a few new things here and there. There's some new building types. That's definitely a noticed one. There's I've noticed, I don't know if this was in some of the previous expansions, but for example, now you can actually choose whether, like, different types of towns, and to specialize a town into a certain bit, or specialize a city into a certain type of city. For example, we have a garrison colony to make the provincial capital, or we can make a civil colony. Obviously, the garrison colony comes with more troops, yet you get a little bit less money. And it also provides a public order bonus, which the other one does not. Again, I am playing this on hard, so if I fail, don't be surprised, because I'm very rusty with this particular game, and to be completely honest, I never was all that good at this game from the get-go. It was just, I don't know, I found it very, very frustrating this whole build system that they've added in, where you have to pick and choose buildings, managing the economy and all that good stuff. It made me feel like I was playing Civilization and not a Total War game. So, I wasn't a big fan of it. It wasn't bad. It was not bad at all. And again, this game is not terrible, but that part was kind of something that bothered me. It bothered me a little bit. But anyway, other stuff that's new about the game. Obviously, there's those new factions I was talking about. They all seem to kind of have the same units, but they, different starting positions, so on and so forth. I don't know. It feels better, I guess. It feels a lot better. I know that's a really weird thing to say, and it doesn't exactly explain what you guys want to know. But it's the feel, because that was one of my biggest problems with the Rome 2 release, was it just didn't feel right. And I don't know, just the interface and whatnot. But they've cleaned, I don't know, it just feels cleaner. It feels a lot like a lot more love was put into it, which is, something the original was devoid of. It was devoid of that feeling of, wow, Creative Assembly really took a lot of time to make this the best product that they could produce. Which, like I said, this game definitely feels a lot closer to what they probably wanted Rome to be initially. So, I'm happy with that. I still, however, must add in the point that I don't think this game is better than the original Rome, which that is really a hard game to top. It's like, I don't know. It's a hard thing to say. It's almost like saying, trying to top Halo 2, because Halo 2 was amazing. At least it was to me. I thought Halo 2 was a lot of fun, and arguably probably the best of the series. Right up there with Halo 1. I thought Halo 1 was a lot of fun as well. So, it's one of those situations. It's kind of like, it's not a bad game, but it's something else. Basically, I apologize. I'm prattling on about nonsense, because all I'm doing is really just trying to manage my economy until something awesome can happen. World domination. Well, ancient world domination. One thing I will point out, though, about Mr. Octavian's faction here, is that it seems kind of, I don't know, it seems lacking compared to, like, army-wise, militarily speaking. It seems like it just doesn't have what it needs to really dish out some pain on the enemy early game, which obviously makes sense. They have to balance it somehow, I imagine. But it just kind of sucks, because when you want to start kicking down some doors, or you're trying to defend yourself, you're incredibly vulnerable. Like I said, the first time I played for about 30 minutes or so, and within the short time period that I was playing, it did not take long at all for this little city here, Trevorum and Visanto, to be taken over by, what are these guys called? Not the Belge, it was these dudes over here, the Cheruse and the Marcomanni. And it was my fault for not, A, garrisoning an army there, or B, paying any attention to it. I just thought it would be fine, and I didn't think anybody was going to go to war with me because I'm Rome! Who's going to pick a fight with a superpower? But, they did, and they kicked my lily white ass, and I probably deserved it. So, aside from actually doing just a little bit of, management here and there, I really haven't accomplished too much, but, again, mostly I'm focusing right now on just making sure that my economy is running smoothly as it should. Because honestly, that's the most important thing. If you set up your economy correctly, you probably won't have to do anything for the rest of the game as far as it goes with worrying about it, and it allows you, clearly, to fuel more troops into the war machine. So it makes perfect sense to want to focus almost exclusively on this early game. At the same time, that might not always be the best idea, because purely focusing on economy can heavily damage your your empire in the late game. Just because then you're worrying about being invaded and wiped out by enemy barbarian tribes. So, you know, it's kind of a tug-of-war of what you really want to do and what's the smartest thing to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and recruit a few more legionaries. Let's go ahead and get 4. We'll get 4 legionaries into Octavian's army, and then we will send him north on the next turn. In the meantime, let's upgrade some other stuff. How about in Tolosa? Let's put in a field of Mars to eventually get an auxiliary camp. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and build the auxiliary camp now. And do I have any extra money? Nope, I do not. And we have almost an auxiliary camp going here. I'm going to build one in Bergala as well, or Gogova, whichever. Well, 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 would you look at that? Ooh, that's not good at all. I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to lose this fight. Well, let's go ahead and do this battle and see how it goes. Realistically speaking, I didn't expect Lepidus to attack us so early on. I guess this means I might actually have to send Octavian to Narbo instead of sending him north. Yeah, there's really no point for me to fight this battle, but why not? Why not, ladies and gentlemen? That is the question I asked today. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, everybody, get ready. Where are they coming from? They're coming from the east and the north. The northeast and the east. Alright, as we can see, they're clearly larger, more experienced, and better equipped. But we are the soldiers of Commissar, bro. That doesn't really help anything. Oh man, this is ludicrous. I have no chance of winning this battle. I really don't. I have like no chance. But I gotta ask the skirmishers. Skirmishers on deck. Skirmishing for days. Yeah, they would just send them in like crazy. Dock the ships. Hit the ground. Running. God, if I just had like maybe 2 more groups of legionaries instead of these guys, I might actually be able to win, but I know this isn't going to happen. Let's go ahead and speed this bad boy up. Get these guys closer to us. Alright, so they are going to come into the center of the town. Right, let's slow it back down. Let's get our skirmishers on the move. And we will try to cause as much damage as humanly possible. Let's see. Ooh, look, deer! Deer! Run, deer! Run from the enemy. They will not spare you. We will come into our welcoming arms and we will protect you. Or not. That's cool too. Alright, so let's get all of our... I like how these 2 guys are just like straight up armed. And these guys are just slack. Look at that shiny bald head. I didn't realize Romans all had such bald heads. Huh. It's just a game, Commissar. Yeah, I know, but I'm optimistic. I like to think it's real sometimes, you know? Is there anything wrong with that? Alright, so they've got Velites versus my levies. It's not good. Clearly, we're outmatched in that category. Fire! Fire the spears! Oh, they're firing back. Withstand the barrages, gentlemen, and fight! Fight to the death! Yeah, you like that? You like that, you dirty Velites? Oh, right in the back of the head! They're actually kind of beating us. They've already... Well, I don't know. As far as damage is concerned, we're doing okay. But... where the hell are my levy squads? Get over here. Jesus, what the hell do I pay you for? Well, we're winning. We've definitely killed a lot more than they've killed so far, thus far, somewhat. But here comes the backups. This is where we lose the battle. What the fuck? Okay, see, I'm trying to say that this game is less buggy, and then you have shit like this happen! God. See, I'm just bad luck. That's all I am. Fall back the levies! Fall back!
The men are wavering.
Damn right they're wavering. They're being charged down by heavily armed legionaries. I'd run too. Get out of there! Get out of there, you fools! I should have left skirmish mode on. Well, we lost. I can already tell. I'm half tempted to just speed it up to let the... Come on! To let the abuse go faster. You see, these guys aren't listening to me very well, and that's kind of bothering me. This is the first time I've actually had that issue thus far. That is not a good start, Rome 2 Total War Augustus campaign. That is not a good start. You there! Vigilis! That's what these guys are, right? Yeah, Vigiles. Whatever.
Our men, our general is under attack.
That's cool. Alright. Both armies are engaged. Alright, well, our levies are all dead. They tried. They tried. And failed. At least they killed a couple Velites. At least I can say I did that. There's really not much you can do in battles like this. Like, aside from just find some magical way to kill the general, that's literally all you can do in these situations. And that's something that really stinks about the game, because a lot of times you will just be outnumbered. Like, numbers win, and a lot of times in this game numbers do win, which is really bothersome. I mean, it's not entirely true. A lot of times it's, you know, the equipment of the troops, like the skill level of the troops that you're throwing into battle. But like in a base battle like this, tactics really don't mean much when the enemy has just better stuff. Plus, I'm a, you know, shitty player too, so just add that on to the list of excuses. So that's okay. That's okay. We lost this battle, but hopefully this will just be the first battle that we engaged in, and hopefully we win, and we win, and we win. And I'm just gonna speed this up just to kind of let the two sides hack at each other longer. At least my legionaries are beating their legionaries. Then again, I've got veteran legionaries. Fuck.
Our men flee the field.
And there goes my Vigilis.
This is a shameful display.
Run! Run, you cowards! I am not deserving of this.
Flee the field of battle.
I was kind of hoping I could at least like kill a unit or something, like maybe put a tiny dent in this guy's force, that I may actually, you know, come back later and say, hey, I actually did some damage, but I didn't. He beat me decisively. Decisively. Wow, that's a terrible, terrible, terrible defeat. Oh, that hurts. I don't think I've lost that bad in ever. 761 losses and only 183 kills. Whatever. I should have just auto-resolved it. It was a clear loss. It was a clear loss. But it was worth a shot. See, battles like again, what I liked about the original Rome was battles like that wouldn't... You had a chance. There was a chance to fight back and possibly win. But in this one, it just seems like if your garrison isn't the same size as the enemy army, you're just not going to win. You're going to lose. So, but again, I'm making excuses. For now, however, I do believe this would be a good place to go ahead and call this one for today. And we shall continue another day. And it will be exciting. And hopefully... this will just be the... Oh, crap. Oh, shit! What? Lepidus already has another army well on its way! Oh, man. We're going to have to get Octavius over here quick. Octavian, quick! Well, this is probably a bad start so far. I'm not feeling optimistic as I was, because the enemy is gigantic and terrifying. So, without further ado, this has been Commissar Bro. Thank you so much for your time, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. It's been awesome, and I can't wait to part 2. It might be a little, might be a little while from now, just because, you know, with school and all, I'm having to juggle that and, you know, keeping you guys up to date and all that good stuff. So, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening.